Thank you for purchasing Laser Gym's hip tracks. It is very important to follow the instructions in their entirety. Failure to follow directions and/or improper use of the product may not produce the desired results and may even cause injury. As with any exercise golf training product, if you feel any discomfort or pain, please discontinue use and consult your physician. Laser Gym's hip tracks is meant to be a functional training tool to teach perfect hip rotation in the golf swing. It can be used while actually striking a ball, or more preferably for specific exercise drills that train the muscle capacity, flexibility, and sequencing needed for ideal rotation during your swing. The hip tracks can be used outdoors, but functions better inside due to visibility issues. Let's begin. Start by laying out the target on the ground. The target was developed using motion sensor analysis machines to depict the different levels of rotation during the golf swing. Certain exercises use the entire mat, while others focus on segmented areas. This will be explained in detail during the drills portion of the video. The target mat is broken up into different levels of rotational capabilities. The red portion of the target mat indicates approximately 0 to 20 degrees of rotation, which would be considered inadequate hip rotation. It is measured at the top of the backswing and when the strike occurs. The yellow area of the target mat indicates acceptable rotation, which is approximately 20 to 30 degrees of rotation. And the green area indicates excellent rotational capabilities, approximately 30 to 45 degrees of rotation. Remember, these rotational capabilities are measured at the top of the backswing from the closed rotation or takeaway rotation and at the time of impact for the open or follow-through rotation. Once the target is flat on the ground, feel free to anchor down with tees in the provided grommets. Now, place it in the direction you're going to strike the ball, if you're hitting. Then, strap the core laser belt above your waist so that it sits on the center of your pelvis, about 3 inches below your navel. Turn the beam of the laser on by pressing the button at the top of the laser. Make sure to have the club ready, as all the drills will require you to either cross the club above your chest or make an actual swing with the club. Place a ball at the center line of the target, about 1 to 2 inches from the edge of the target. Now, get into your address posture so that the center line of your body is even with the center line of the target, and you are set to a ball positioned 1 to 2 inches from the edge of the target. While maintaining your setup posture, adjust the laser in the housing so that the beam of the laser is starting in the little dot on the target. Drill 1. In-posture pelvic rotations. While maintaining your address posture and crossing the club about your chest, rotate your hips so that it traces the dotted ideal path line towards the right until you reach the edge of the red area, and then reverse the movement towards the left until you reach the edge of the red area on the other side. Repeat 8 to 12 times. It is very important that you keep the club completely parallel to the ideal path line. The goal is to create hip and shoulder separation, a common shortcoming of those who tend to come over the top or have a steep downswing plane. Drill 2. In-posture pelvic tilts. While maintaining your address posture and crossing the club about your chest, slowly contract your lower abdominals, pulling the navel towards the spine, making a posterior pelvic tilt, drawing the beam of the laser up the center line of the target. Now reverse the movement by contracting the lower back, drawing the beam of the laser down the center line between your feet. It is very important to maintain your original golf posture while conducting this exercise. This drill intends to limit early extension, which is a common problem in golfers, and can lead to inconsistent contacts such as fat or thin shots. Repeat 8 to 12 times. Drill 3. Takeaway drill. While maintaining your address posture and crossing a club about your chest, slowly rotate your hips to draw the beam of the laser backwards on the optimum path line towards the green area of the mat. Once you have rotated into the green zone, or as far as you can rotate your upper torso so that the club crossed above your chest becomes parallel to the outside edge of your back foot, return the beam in your shoulders to center while keeping the laser light in the green area, and repeat. Remember, the sole purpose of this drill is to increase your rotational capability in your backswing. This is not the desired sequence for an actual golf swing. Repeat 8 to 12 times. Drill 4, Transition Drill. While maintaining your address posture and holding the club in your hands, begin your takeaway while trying to trace the ideal pathway with the beam of the laser. Bring your hands to the top of your backswing. Now pause. Leaving your hands at the top of your backswing, rotate your hips only to draw the beam of the laser back towards the center of the target, while tracing the optimal path line. Once back to center, repeat. This drill is designed to increase your X-factor capability and kinetic sequencing of the proper transition move. Note that the X-factor stretch is not this dynamic in an ideal golf swing, but rather this trains the hips to initiate the sequencing from the top. Repeat 8 to 12 times. Drill 5, Transition Drill with Ball. While maintaining your address posture, place a playground ball or medicine ball of about 12-inch diameter between your knees. If you do not have a ball, fold up a pillow and put it between your knees. The focus of this drill is to maintain pressure between your inner thighs as you are taking the club back and during the transition move. As in Drill 4, begin your takeaway while trying to trace the ideal path line with a beam of the laser. Bring your hands to the top of your backswing. Now pause. Begin to draw the beam of laser back towards the center of the target, and then allow the upper torso to rotate back towards the center line of the target. Continue to rotate the hips so that the beam of the laser reaches the green area of the target on the follow-through side of the mat when the club reaches the ball. Repeat 8 to 12 times. Drill 6, Front Leg Drill. While trying to maintain your address posture, transfer your weight to your front leg and lift your back leg off of the ground. While having the club crossed about your chest, draw the beam of the laser back along the ideal path line as far as you can while keeping your shoulders parallel to the aim line of the target. Then rotate your hips back towards the center line, drawing the beam of the laser along the ideal path towards the follow-through side of the mat. It is important to maintain your balance and keep the upper torso as still as possible. Repeat 8 to 12 times. Drill 7, Impact Drill. Begin in your address posture with a club in hand and the beam of the laser positioned in the bubble on the center line. While keeping the club behind the ball, rotate your hips so that the beam of the laser is drawn along the ideal path line towards the green area on the follow-through side of the mat. Your hands will naturally move forward of the ball as your hips rotate. Repeat 8 to 12 times. Drill 8, Slow Motion Swing. This drill was designed to put it all together. Starting at address posture with a laser in the bubble, draw the club back while attempting to trace the ideal path line to the top. Pause briefly at the top and initiate the downswing with the hips while dropping your hands towards impact. Trace the line in an attempt to move the laser to the green zone on the follow-through side as the club approaches impact. If executed correctly, the hands will be ahead of the ball and the laser will be on or near the ideal hit path line in the green zone. Work very slow iterations at first, adding velocity until you've reached near full speed. This is the culmination of all the drills and exercises and recreates the tour model of hip action throughout the swing. Repeat 3 to 6 times and then strike the ball. For more drills and instruction on how to get the most out of your hip tracks, visit the Hip Tracks channel on YouTube or contact Laser Gym at 855-303-7864.